Good evening today. We are on day 8 of our 28-day soul coaching program. 28 days to discover your authentic self. And I owe you an apology for it being so late. There is an explanation why as we go through our daily task today. So we're done air week. We are now into water week. We're on day 8 and congratulations. It's been a long haul so far. The first 7 days are the hardest to get into a habit, right? So we're starting off water week. We are going to pay attention how water is around us and through us for the next 7 days. We're going to empower our water with love. Just think loving thoughts of our water as we drink it. You're going to expect some cleansing, some purification, because we are putting intention into our water. We are putting purpose into our water. We're going to explore emotional life. We're going to cleanse and communicate from the heart. We're going to explore some inner child wonder and issues. We're going to explore our dreams, and we're going to check our plumbing. And that's literally in the book right here. So the affirmation today is, I can unconditionally accept my feelings, and what I feel is not who I am. I unconditionally accept my feelings, and what I feel is not who I am. So I'll put that affirmation in our comment section so you can type that in and really take that for yourself. So we all have emotions. Emotions, we're talking cups filled with water in tarot, right? And that's where we have a lot of emotional value as we're looking at our cycles using tarot cards. And it's our emotions: sadness, exhilaration, fear, joy, grief, passion, and sense of adventure that allow us to experience life in all its fullness and richness. So our balance is part about being whole. All of those experiences are part of being that wholeness. You know, if you, a lot of people who suppress their anger, there's a tension within them that is uncomfortable for everyone around them. When you own and honor your emotions, there's a deep inner peace that arises within. The soul loves the truth. So when you tell the truth about what you feel, you'll experience inner peace. It's also important to remember, although you have emotions, you are not your emotions. You are not your emotions. You're an infinite being, a child of the Creator, and a soul on a spiritual journey. Today you'll be examining your life in the context of emotions. I unconditionally accept my feelings, and what I feel is not who I am. So our task today is to connect with the spirit of water. We're going to open our eyes at the beginning of the morning for the rest of the week, for the next 7 days. We're going to recognize that our body is made up of water, that we can flow. Flow is feeling. Feeling is good. Feeling is freedom. Notice the things as you're having your shower and let those negative energies wash away and spiral down the drain. So level 1 in our tasks is, what are the turning points? What were the turning points in your life? Level 2 is going for it. What have you learned during the turning points in your life? Level 3 is, what are the reoccurring emotions in your life? And I actually just stopped at level 1 today because it ended up being quite an intense journaling opportunity for me. See, I said opportunity. I bawled like a baby when I'm like, what are the turning points in my life? Big turning points in my life happened every time I lost somebody. And I've lost so many people, so many family members in my world, that grief was really a prominent emotion. It was a prominent feeling, prominent mindset that's been there. And it's just because of the mess of the way everybody passed, and the coincidences and the breadcrumbs that are joining it all together, it really is turning points each time for me. An example of this is this last July, my ex-husband passed away. The father of my children died, and he died from medical heart complications. And it really messed with me. It really messed with me. I left him after my dad died. After my dad died, it was a turning point of like, man, I don't want to live this way. There are things that are happening. Life needs to move along. So with the passing of my ex, the father of my children, the man I chose to be my husband the first time, he died this age. He was 49 when he died. I was living my 49th year. My dad also died when he was 49. So those are big, 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 big turning points of grief in my world. And so being able to sit down and like look at that and not use it as my tagline anymore, and not be triggered by those emotions and the synchronicities and the coincidences and everything that's happened, and to be able to sort of identify, this is, I feel sad, I feel grief, I feel remorse, I feel devastated. Being able to allow those emotions to be there, to feel them in the moment that they come, to talk to them, to love them, right? And that's where the difference really has been for me in this last year. I lost a great mentor of mine, and then his wife passed away. I've lost my ex, the father of my children. I've lost some really good friends in town. It's just been wild. It's just been wild. So this year also has been a big turning point for that. So if you want to write down, what are your turning points in your life? Like, what is drawing you to do this with me? What is drawing you to decide to make the change, decide to commit to yourself for these 28 days so that we can move past cycles that we keep repeating? And I mean, in our healing journey, we are going to start seeing where we're repeating our healing cycles as well. And that's the time where we take a note from a mentor, because I don't know what I'm doing. She's my mentor. She's one of my tarot teachers, actually, also. And it's just taking those steps with a mentor and understanding that this is what the work looks like. This is what doing the work looks like. So I apologize for it being so late today, because starting off Water Week, I was in the middle of doing the reading for this, reading the book, and I get a call from my partner, and he says, there's been a text. Can you please run to the little house and check to see if you hear any water running? I can't even make this up. So yes, I run over there, and sure enough, yes, I hear water running. As a matter of fact, it's been damn ass cold here in Manitoba, and the backyard is flooded. As a matter of fact, I opened the hatch and the hot water tank is blown. So I get on the phone to him and I'm like, yes, honey, the hot water tank is blown. I think I can get down there and shut off the water to the house. But he came home and he went and he shut it off, and, we worked and figured it out together, and then he hooked up the big hose to the sump pump. But there are so many reasons to be grateful here as well. And I know you're like, what? So minus the big expense, having to hire a tradesman to come in and do it, there's all that like downside to it. It's where your mind's already taken it shit. The water's everywhere. We got to replace, we got to repair, and we got to hire, right? But in the gratitude moment, I'm grateful that we received a text that said, hey, there's been $20 worth of water used in one day. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you. We were able to solve the problem by turning off the water to the house. So being able to shut off that main valve, yes, very good thing. Looked out the window. The next door neighbor has a hot water tank in his driveway that has blown. My son has a hot water tank in his driveway that has blown. I've seen another hot water tank sitting in somebody's driveway along Main Street that has blown. So there's 4. This isn't isolated. This isn't because I started doing this course. This is just par for the course, for lack of putting it any other way. And I know it's a little bit long right now, but when we're following our breadcrumbs, when we're following the things that the universe gives us, we have to stop and also be in the flow, considering we're doing Water Week. Be in the flow of it. So in that emergency situation, being able to step back and be in the observer position, that mental clarity that we did last week, I didn't cry. I didn't freak out. I didn't curse anybody out. I didn't get mad because we have an expense and all these things that we have to do. I'm grateful that the hot water tank is in a small space. It's going to be a bitch to change out, but there's enough room. I'm grateful there's a sump pump, so it's pulling that water that did explode out. I'm grateful it happened only after 2 or 3 days, not a week or a month, where it's absolutely flooding and doing more damage, because we're going to get another cold snap of -30, and all that's going to be frozen. I'm grateful that we were able to find a solution. I'm grateful we don't need that space at this exact moment in this exact time. right? So there's so much to be grateful for. And I'm texting my friend today and I'm like, shared all this really good news from this morning. And then right this afternoon, it's just like, yes, we have this exploded hot water tank. And all I could do was laugh throughout the whole message. And I texted her, I'm like, go ahead and laugh if you need to. Because we just shared in a whole bunch of joy and other things together. And she's like, aw. And she's like, you have the greatest outlook on this right now, just going with the flow. And I'm like, the universe has put me here. So we have dwelling in truth. I stand in light of truth. And our truth really is, we have control over how we react to things. So learning the tools, practicing it, and doing the work helps us dwell in our innate truth, in our heart-sent truth, in our honest truth. Let me see if there's something in the book here, seeing how we're already over 10 minutes. And I mean, yeah, it's been big story time here today, but when we go through things like, and also my partner and I, it was another chance for us to work together. And 20 years we've been working together. A, B, C, D. And I'm okay with that. The soul loves the truth. Wait. I literally said that in here. The soul loves the truth. Are you serious? Wow, 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 wow. And look at how these line up. The soul loves the truth. So when you tell the truth about what you feel, you will experience inner peace. It's literally in the book. The soul loves the truth. You radiate the energy of truth to others so they can find their truth. The universe wants you to know there's a place inside you that always knows the truth. Take time to be still to discover that genuine place of knowing within. Often the hardest thing about living your truth is discovering what it is. It's so important to slow down, be quiet, and listen to the whispers of your soul. If there's an area of your life in which you're not being authentic or where you're not living in integrity, this is the time to make some changes. So questions to ask yourself: is there an area of my life where I'm not living in integrity? What do I need to do to be in accordance with my deepest truth? Is there anyone who isn't being truthful with me? And do I need to take action regarding this situation? So that is also turning points, right? The people who aren't being truthful with us, turning points. Turning points. All right, my friends, standing in love, light, and gratitude for you. Thank you so much for being here. We have just completed day 8, started our water week, and hopefully that water awareness will be enough for all of us. All right, much love, light, and gratitude. I'll put the affirmation down in our comment section. See you tomorrow.